Thanks for stopping by today. Today's scrapping project, I got a small sealed unit I'm going to take apart and recover the copper from the motor. Let's take a look at it. Alright, here's what we're working with. We're going to get this taken apart and get the motor out and recover the copper. Got a couple of screws to remove. Now we're going to cut these copper ends off. Now I'm going to take a chisel and pound along this seam to try to knock this cap off of here. At this point, I had been pounding around this thing for about 10 minutes. Usually these don't give me this much trouble, but every once in a while you get one that's really difficult. So this is a perfect example of that. These are a little difficult to tear apart. And I understand why a lot of people don't tear them apart and just bring them in like they are. You spend a lot of extra time in taking them apart, trying to recover the copper, and it's not worth the time invested for the value. Sometimes you got to leave the clips in to show the true nature of how difficult it is to tear something apart. I don't want people to get the impression that this is an easy job to take this apart and I'm cutting out all the difficulty parts. That's the reason I cut a lot of it out. I'm not trying to show that it's not difficult. It is difficult in a lot of these cases. I'll fast forward to cut a lot of the areas out so the video isn't an hour long. Now I'm going to cut this nylon wire off here on one side. I lay this nylon wire on here before I cut this off. Sometimes it tends to tangle up if you take it off on the side you're cutting. I'm going to pull the wires out of this field. I'm going to get this nylon wire and plastic cleaned up off of here, and we'll get it on the scale and take a look at it. Here's everything we recovered from the sealed unit. Just get it on a scale and get a value. Got about 23 pounds of steel, 3 pounds of copper. Total estimated value about $10 or $11. And this one wasn't very easy to take apart. Taking apart a couple hundred of these, and it never gets no easier with these long, slim cylinder ones. I don't know the best way. I just take them apart the best to my knowledge. If you have a better way to take them apart, let me know in the comments. This is a perfect example. Even though you've done something several times, it doesn't always get easier. You have obstacles that get in your way and make it more difficult. Like the Sawzall blade was a little bad, so it took a little longer to cut it. And I cut it in the wrong place. I should have cut it up a little bit higher. This type of sealed unit is a little more difficult than the egg-shaped ones. I can understand why a lot of people just bring these in and don't take them apart. If your experience is bad like this one, I wouldn't blame you at all for not taking them apart and just bringing them like they are. But I like to take everything apart regardless of how difficult it is. Sometimes going through difficulties is a lesson learned in the end. My advice to everybody is not to give you advice. You do it the way you want to do it, the best way to fit you. Sometimes the easy way for me might not be the easy way for you. You figure out the best way to take these apart and make the most money. Thanks for following along, and we'll see you in the next video.